Okay, everybody, I'm taking off for a few days. I'm going to give a quick walk around. Let's go this way. Just an overview. Got a lot of new subscribers. I'm just going to do an overview of what we did. The buildings are 2 Graceland sheds. Graceland portable buildings are available here in New Mexico and a few other places, Texas, Arizona. But these are garden sheds. What I did was come out here and pull them together. Just pulled the 2 of them together. This is a garden shed, or that's a garden shed down there. And this is the corner porch. That's what they're called at Graceland. Really, really extremely well built. Better than some of the others that I've looked at. That's what these are. They were bare bones. Nothing in them when we got them. We cut this hole. That was one of the first things we did for this door. It's going to be a big door. Had to seal it up with foam all the way around. You got a piece of sheet metal that matched the roof to cover the seam and put tar in between them. It's not called tar, but it's a tape, kind of like that Flex Seal tape. That's really good stuff, and it is good stuff. I got it on my hand and I couldn't hardly get it off. What was it I got it on? I think I got it on my cutters up there. And I could hardly get it off. That's what we bought, is 2 Graceland sheds. The garden shed for the garage and bedroom, and the corner porch for the living area. The bathroom is just a shower stall with, I don't know what that was. I don't know where I even got that. We might have got that at Menards, the shower stuff. Installed the toilet. That was the second thing we did. This came from IKEA in Denver. That's all home built up there. It works really well. It's extremely bright in here. The pump. I'm going to sneeze. But this is the pump we're using. It's a SureFlow model 5059 something. Good pump. Has more than enough water pressure. Okay. That was kind of the second thing we did. Well, we got the septic built out there. That by itself, I think, was $3,000 or $5,000, something like that, to get the septic tank in. And they did a good job. Didn't take them very long at all. And then we started on the solar panels. We have, I don't remember what the name of these are. Can't see it. Solar or something. I'll mention it in a later video. But we got a bunch of these, and we got 4 from Solar Wholesale. The Solar Wholesale are 275 watt, and the Solar World, I think it is, maybe, is 230 watt. So we have 275 watt and 235 watt, or 230 watt. And they're not mixed. So I have all 230 watt on this one and this one. And these are 275 watt on this one and that one. They're not mixed. You can mix solar panels. They have to be within a certain tolerance and certain voltage, certain amperage, and I don't remember how to calculate that, but you can look that up online. We tried a couple different kinds of amp gauges. This is one of them that we tried, and it didn't work worth a shit. Got it off of Amazon. Didn't work worth a darn. But we got these off Amazon, and they work great. These are CM3024Z controllers, and they work great. I'm charging at 21 amps right now. The batteries are Trojan 6-volt batteries, wired in parallel and series. So what we have here is L16E-AC 6-volt batteries from Trojan. We got those at Continental Battery in Albuquerque. They're really good. All the tools we're using, except the drill and a couple other small things. The big drill, anyhow. Everything's Ryobi, and it's all battery. Nothing's broke. I mean, we've used them to death, and they're chugging along just fine. Got us a Predator 4000 generator from Harbor Freights, and I just basically use that one for the air conditioner. I don't know at this point if this is going to work with the air conditioner. It does. We have run it, but I don't know how much current it's going to end up using. I have no idea. It's a PowerTech on 3000 watt with a 6000 watt surge. It's a pure sine wave. It does have pure sine wave, and it's a PS1004. Only gripe I have about that is it is radio interference zap. I mean, you can't use a radio around it. Pretty bad. Now, the original plan here was everything 12 volt. There's my plans on for the solar panel mounting up there. Everything was supposed to be 12 volt. We started finding out early that 12 volt is expensive. And you look at a 12 volt washing machine, a 12 volt refrigerator, you look at a 12 volt ceiling fan, all that stuff is expensive. So we're using 110 for certain items, not everything by any means. All of the house lighting is 12 volt, and as you've probably seen, that's working out pretty darn good. All the house lighting is 12 volt. We have 12 volt charging systems all over the place. Up there, that's the plug-in for the what are those things out there? The web cameras, the security cameras. They're 5 volt security cameras, and they just plug in just like your cell phone would, and that's what we have up there. I'm going to change that out, that plug, change that out with the kind that we're using throughout the rest of the house, and get rid of those little inverter things, converters. So that's where we're at in here. This is going to be the garage, and this is where we're going to store the bikes. I'm going to have to bring the bikes in here in a little bit too. We got HughesNet for our internet. And that's sitting right there. I'm going to need to build a shelf for that to get that up off the table. Now the guy at HughesNet, I don't really know if I liked him or not. I told him where I would have liked that, and he didn't want to put it there. And I just, well, whatever, and gave up. But I wanted it over there closer to that area, up on the next to the roof, like it is, but closer to here and running to there. So I'd have everything up there, but it didn't work out that way. Okay, the refrigerator is a Criterion. We got this from Menards. It's a True Timber Camo, and it was cheap. I think we got it for $200. And this is a freezer is what it is. It's full of stuff. I tell you, the fuller you keep your freezer, In fact, I need to put a little bit more in it. The colder it will stay longer. I would have liked to have kept more water in here because that stays pretty cold. But we needed room for food. We have candy bars for food, as you can see. But the more stuff you have in here, the colder it stays longer. So I have this set at 35 degrees. That's where it should stay. As you can see, it's 34.2 right now because it just cycled. I think I'll just take the rest of this box home with me. I love Vernors. The controller for it is an Inkbird. That's the controller. When this controller hits 39 degrees, it's either 38 or 39 that I've got it set. I think it's 38. When it rises to 38, it turns on the refrigerator, and cools it again. The temperature will drop down to about 32 to 33. And then it shuts down. Well, it shuts down before that. It shuts down at 35, but the cooling effect in there keeps dropping. It just keeps falling. And it'll drop to 32, 33 degrees, and then it starts rising again. I have a 5-minute to 30-minute duty cycle. So about every 30 minutes, that'll kick on and cool it down again. So when it hits 38, I say 38 or 39, it'll kick on and drop the temperature again. But it takes about 30 minutes to climb that high. So that's how that works. This is a really cool system. When you open the door, the air doesn't roll out. You know, when you open a refrigerator door, all that cold air is just rolling out on the ground. And it just doesn't do it with this. It stays. This is a nice system for off-grid house. Very nice. We're even thinking about buying another one for a freezer because we could actually use a freezer out here. The heating, what we did out here, I'm not going to walk all the way out there because it's windy and you might not be able to hear me. We have a 3,000-gallon tank over there that's buried 3 feet into the ground, and a 350-gallon rainwater tank. So that's all coming down off the rain gutter. I don't know if you can see it up there, that brown hose coming down off the rain gutter into that tank through 2 filters. They're pretty fine filters. And down into this tank. I add my chlorine to this tank, and then when it is full, I only put in about a cup. When it's full, I'll pump it over into the other one. And I don't put in chlorine very often, maybe once every couple of months, 2 or 3 months. And I don't really use a cup. I just use maybe half a cup or something like that. But not very much. It doesn't take very much chlorine. We got propane out there. Oh yeah, here's the water pump for the transfer. I'll have to put a cover on that before winter. And that goes through a filter also, so anything that's in the tank gets filtered out. Way in the back there, I don't know if you can see it, that's my weather station. I need to call Sue about that. Talk to her for a minute. Got to remind myself. What else can I tell you? Our hot water heater is in here. It took a long time to decide where to put the water heater, and this ended up being the perfect place. But it's a Richmond tankless water heater, and it's a direct vent, so it just goes right out the wall right there. And we got a pretty good deal on that. I think it was on sale. It wasn't a ton of money, but it wasn't cheap, but it was still on sale, and that worked out pretty good. The controller for that is right here. And you turn everything off and on right there. I'm going to turn the water off because I'm going to be leaving here pretty soon. And that's turned off. The heater system over here is a Williams. That's overkill, really, for what we're using. That is a direct vent also. Direct vent's the way to go. If you can put it in, use direct vent. If you need heaters, propane heaters, use direct vent. You don't have to put in any pipes or nothing going up to the roof. The washing machine is a Midea, Midea, MAE 50-1102 PS. And that's our washing machine. It works good. I've used it twice. Built a little clothesline in here, which I need to move outside because it's in the way. But that's what we're using for a washing machine. I put the packing back in it because it wobbles around a lot when I'm moving it, and I don't want it to break or anything. I don't think it would, but you never know. Air conditioner is just a cheap GE from Walmart. I need to get a cover for it because I can feel air coming in. Not much, but it's there. What else can I show you here? The stove. I love this stove, but it's a dust magnet. Should have got white or camo. Been nice if I could have found camo. It's a Premier propane stove. I think this one was like $600. We've already cooked steak in it. We've used it quite a bit. It needs cleaned. Dust magnet. But that's our stove. That's a cool little stove. That's all I can say. I've blown one fuse the whole time I've been here. One 5-amp fuse, and I did it last night up there. But that's about it. That's the runaround of what we've done. The solar panel mounting is all handmade out of Super Strut or Unistrut, and don't do it that way. It's a waste of money as far as I'm concerned. I probably could have bought the stuff that's made for solar panels. I forget what it's called. But I could have bought that, and it would have been cheaper for what we've done. As you can see, I was planning on 14 panels across the roof. There's a pretty complete description of how to hook everything up. When you're putting in solar panels, you're putting in your clamps. Don't torque them down to any more than 10 foot-pounds. You'll break the glass and blah, blah, blah. All that cool stuff is right there on that board. I feel like Sheldon Cooper. I have a whiteboard. That's where we're at. I don't know, remember what I was writing down on that one down there. Oh, that's my diagram for this up here, but I pretty well got it memorized. This is something else I need to find. I need to find some 15 amp, 20 amp fuses. These are 40 amp. That's too much. Too high. They may not blow. We're charging right now at 18.81 amps. 7 on the roof, 13 on the east, 0.4 on the west, and 2.5 on the roof. I think that's probably it. This is the first door I ever installed, and it isn't installed right. It sticks and not a great job. I will admit I'm a terrible carpenter. Carpenter's only as good as his tools. Mechanic's only as good as his tools. I was a mechanic for a very, very long time. ASE Master Mechanic. I taught auto mechanics through the VA program and the Wyoming CETA program, and the WyoTech up in Wyoming's called me a couple times and said, "Hey, you want to go to work teaching?" And I said, "No." I don't like mechanicking at all. Never liked it while I was doing it. But I'm going to seal all this up and shut a few things off, get it locked up, got to get the bikes put away, and head out of here for a while. I will be back pretty quick, not going to be gone very long. Have to go take care of the dogs. I want to get the dogs down here, but I need to get a fence built. And I have not decided where I'm going to put the fence. It's not that easy. It's going to be out here. I'd like to give them as much running space as I possibly can. I like to do at least an acre for the dogs, but it's not as easy as that. At least an acre. So, but this is 100 acres. I don't really want to say where, but we got it pretty reasonable, pretty darn reasonable. We have another 20 acres nearby that we're going to put up for sale. In fact, I got all that prepared for Sue yesterday. I hope she does it soon. And that's it. It's going to be 4 in the morning before we come back. I should go ahead and set up that other cot so we don't have to mess with it, but we'll get it figured out. 38.1, so I must have it set for 39. Down here, if you look really close, I've got one of those big heavy-duty filters coming out of that pump. And that is for just filtering out any extra garbage that everything else misses. I used all SharkBite fittings. Everything here is SharkBite. There's not anything on the water side that isn't SharkBite. They're compression type SharkBite. And with those, the only hint that I can give you is make sure your cuts are square. So I would recommend using the tool. I must have put the tool away. But buy the tool and use it because you want those cuts in that SharkBite to be square. If they're not square, you're going to end up with a leak. And you don't want that. But I'm going to sneeze again, so time to get on the road. Bye-bye. One last thing before I head out. There might be some more stuff that I remember too. The only thing I would do different on the buildings, and we both talked about this, is we would have got longer and wider. We would have just gone all out on the sides. That would have given us quite a bit more room, and we would have had better windows put in. We probably would have had a sliding glass door put in where the two windows are, and larger and double pane glass windows everywhere else. We would have had an extra window put in the bedroom on the south side or on the north side, and a couple other little things. But if you go this route, get overkill. Get more than you think you need because you're gonna run out. That's about all I can say about that. You really need to just get overkill. And we got what we thought we would need, and we found out that we wanted more. Not that we need it, but we want it. And the windows was just a mistake. We should have just gotten the better windows all the way around. We should have had a second door installed in the main part, in the backside. That just would have saved us a lot of trouble. So that's what we would have done on that. The cameras, I don't know if you can see them, but there's 4 of them. They're Zimodo, Z-M-O-D-O, I think, or Zimodo, off of Amazon. And they're excellent cameras. I mean, they're running off of 12 volt through USB, and They're excellent cameras. They're Wi-Fi. You do have to have some kind of Wi-Fi if you want to watch it from any distance. As a matter of fact, you just have to have Wi-Fi. We're going to get some more. I think we're talking about building a camera observatory and putting it on the roof, because these things pick up stars. They pick up the moon. I'd like to have something where we could see what's going on around us up higher. So we're talking about that a little bit. You get 4 of them for $100, and that's not half bad. They're very easy to set up, didn't take very long to set up. There's 2 of them on this corner and 2 of them on the other side, and we're talking about that observatory. So there's another $100, and we'd have to figure out how to get power to them also. It's just USB, but you still have to figure that out. Anyhow, I'm going to head out and I'll be back in a day or 2. Bye-bye. I think it might be after the 8th, the weekend after the 8th, before I make another video. I just have it. I'm surrounded by dogs. I just have a lot I need to do in Rawlins. So I'm going to get all this done, and I'll head back down probably the weekend after next, or after this. So the weekend after this, I'll be down there for sure. Y'all have fun out there. Dog. Other dog.